So it was only a matter of time for this to happen. I just wasn't expecting it to happen like this so fast, right? And then with Nasdaq dropped let's see, 800 pips. I haven't seen, like, look how big this candle is. I haven't seen a sell candle like this in a minute. Right? If you look back, maybe this one, these, but this one was insane. Right? Price just completely went crazy. So, sheesh. As of right now, when it comes to Nasdaq, that's what I'm looking at right now. Right, I'm just allowing price to do its thing. Let's go down to lower time frames. I'm waiting for the confirmation. Right, so far we have no confirmation. Just let price continue to do its thing. We have to wait for the setup. In order for us to see any type of movement to the upside, we have to break above these highs. Right, that's boom, boom, and then we sweep the lows. We would have to break back above here. Right, so anyone wondering, oh, like, when is a good time to buy? You have to wait for the setup. Right, once you get that confirmation, then that's when we go ahead and enter once price pulls back. And if you were with us this morning on US 30, we actually got that. Right, price did give us a nice play. Right, price gave us a nice play. It did fly for, about 200 pips. Right, very, very solid movement. Right, price gave us the liquidity. Boom. We swept the lows, and then we did break above the highs. Retest, came back down one more time, and then flew for over 200 pips. So that was solid. But unfortunately, once we reach these highs here, it just sold off. Sold off insane amounts. 1,400 pips to the downside. Right, 1,400 pips to the downside. So that's what we're looking at. Let me see. But so as far as right now, we're just waiting for more confirmation. Can't really do much. Not really much to, even do, except just wait. All we can do is wait. Yeah, so I changed it back to this because I want people to be able to unmute and, like, actually have a conversation. I noticed with the stage, people can't unmute. They can't talk. They can only type in the chat, that's not really what I was going for. I thought the stage was going to allow that, but I guess not. You can unmute too, Chris. You can unmute. You guys can unmute. I like the unmute function better.
Yo, what's up, Will?
What's good?
So with the stage, they can actually raise your hand and you can bring them up to talk, like, one at a time.
How do I?
Okay. I see where you're going with this too. I mean, it works both ways. Don't really matter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was trying to figure that out with the permissions. Like, how do I get that to work? But I couldn't figure it out, so I just changed it just now so I can hear people speak. But sheesh, the market clapped back for sure. I haven't seen a drop like this in a minute. It is what it is. I know some people are probably hurt right now. They're in their feelings. It's part of the game. It's part of the process, right? You have to take a loss like a boss, right? If you can't handle $100 loss, then why do you deserve $1,000 win? Right? If you can't handle losing $1,000, why do you deserve to win 10,000? Right? Loss is a part of the game. Think of this as like investing. People go to college and they invest in their tuition, they invest into their books, they invest into the education that costs money, right? This is the same thing. So this is just an investment. I don't know anyone who does this and doesn't lose money at all. Like, it's impossible to do this and never lose money. So I just want you guys to have the right mindset and don't let days like this discourage you, because that's how most people quit. Most people quit because they take one loss and then they're like, oh no, fuck this, it doesn't work. I remember this girl, she was down like $2 and she almost quit. I'm like, bruh, $2? You gotta calm down. People spend that money on random stuff every weekend, on bottles, on drinks, on sugary drinks from Starbucks, unnecessary foods. Right, so you'll be all right. Just live to trade another day. And yes, exactly. I'm glad we got a pullback because, again, you want to buy when price is low. Just imagine yourself at the grocery store. You want to buy groceries when the prices are high, or do you want to wait till there's a discount or a coupon? Or if we're trying to buy a new car, are you going to buy a car when the price is all the way up there? Or do you want to wait for the market to drop a little bit and give you a better discount? The same thing applies with trading. You can't forget that. Can't forget that. And then as far as like the sells went, I mean, it did give some confirmations for sells. Like ever since on US 30 at the top, it gave very nice confirmations. And then here as well, right? Once we violated this buy setup, because this was a buy setup right here. Once we broke beneath the stop loss, we broke beneath and we came back to retest that stop loss, right? So that's what happens. Anytime your setup gets stopped out, there's a chance that we can continue from where that stop loss is in the downward direction, right? But because we had another buy setup right beneath it, I didn't really bother trying to catch additional moves to the downside because we had another setup down here. But as you see, they both got cooked, right? It is what it is. And now we're looking at this one here. All right, we're looking at this one. It just fell back down into another setup, and we got a nice reaction so far. But this is what we're seeing. We had the liquidity right there. We did sweep the lows, and we broke above. So price worked its way all the way back down, liquidating. And guys, like this is not just us trading. This is pretty much the whole market. A lot of people were also in these positions. That's why they said $1.5 trillion was wiped out. $1.5 trillion gone, right? So it's not just us. Peep the daily on NAS when you can. It cleared the trend line and now back into an area of support in the weekly imbalance. Let's see. Yeah, if you guys trade trend lines, you know, this was a trend for sure. Like all this right there. Yeah, literally just wicked it nicely. Very, very solid. Swept that, all that liquidity. And it's continuing. It's continuing up. Keep in mind, we were buying NAS since down here. Right? We were buying NAS since we're buying NAS since 20,000. Right? Since 20,000. So, you know, this is expected. You can't have price go from like 2,000 pips and not really get the pullback necessary. So, again, this is just part of the learning curve. But I'm glad it dropped. So then now when we do get in these buys, we are in a better position to swing because prices already dropped so low. The upside is more in our favor. For sure. Super solid. But again, if you were with us this morning, you definitely should have taken some profits on US 30. We were up over 200 pips, right? I know I personally did as well because, you know, US 30 moves like 3 times as much as NAS, 2 times as much. We caught these buys right in here. Price gave us a nice 210 pip move. So you should at least paid yourself or, you know, had some kind of break even stop loss or in profit, right? You should have secured some type of bag this morning, right? And then, you know, I know this happened as well, but that's why trade management is very important. You got to pay attention to what you're doing. You got to make sure you have your stop losses in place as well. But yeah, super, super solid day. You know, it's one of those days where you got to just take a loss like a boss. Take it on the chin and just move on. Move on to the next. Because the market doesn't care about how you feel. It doesn't care if you're happy. It doesn't care if you're sad. It just moves. Right? And if you look at SPX, same thing. It did drop dramatically as well. And then if you're looking at Bitcoin, even Bitcoin dropped like back to 100K. Right? Bitcoin dropped and then XRP got a nice little drop as well. Gold dropped as well, right? Me personally, I'm waiting for gold to come back into these levels, so there's possibly more room for downside. There's possibly more room for downside. Silver, same thing. Right, same thing. You got the same zone. Let's go. Let's go. Silver's looking good too. It's coming into better buy zones. I don't mind this. I don't mind this one bit whatsoever. Right. Boom. Sweep. Break above. Retest. Gone. Possibly another entry. Gone. We'll see. And then we got a chart from Fig. What is this right here? What's that blue box you got there? Is that like an imbalance? Let me see. That's I believe that was NAS. What time frame is this? I can't tell the time frame. A lay down candle. What's a lay down candle? Oh, my fault. Oh, last candle before the break of structure. Oh, okay. You're talking about this one here? No. I'm trying to figure out what that box is.
You're in US 30, I think, Will. That's why. He's on NAS.
Okay, so you're looking... Let me see. The last candle before the break of structure. You're talking about this one? Kind of confused with the markup right there. I'm not really sure what you're marking up. But yeah, you can always unmute and explain it to us so we can kind of get a better understanding of what you got going on. I'm trying to figure out the time frame. What time frame is that? You said the weekly, but do I see that on the weekly? Talking about this? Oh, I see. Something in here. Still kind of confusing. But yeah, if you want to unmute, Fake, let us know what you got cooking up. Okay. I guess not. Just drop in random charts with no explanation. That's fine. But yeah, that's what we got for NASDAQ. That's what we got going on. So if you guys have any questions, anything like that, just wait for the setup, and trust me, once it's there, I will drop it in the chat. You know, no need to rush it. No need to force any trades. If you miss the setup, it's okay. Wait for the next one. Right? It's not a get rich quick scheme. You got to take your time with this. This is a skill set, you know, that's going to allow you to have time freedom. So if this is something that's that valuable, you know, it's not going to happen easily. You know, most people fail at this because they lose money or something happens and they just give up. But you got to stand on business. You got to keep the vision in your mind, and you got to really believe in the skill set, right? Because it's very possible. I know several people, like, you know, Chris, myself, a few others in other chats as well. Like, we're doing this. So let's get it.